Hello, everyone. How are you today? Tamara Gondor here, president of the innovation firm Launch Street and author of the newly released book, Innovation is Everybody's Business, which could not be more true now than ever. So coming to you live from my virtual background, as I was telling someone the other day, my virtual backgrounds are me manifesting my dream home. So this is my dream mountain home and what it looks like. So I just keep figuring one day I'm going to walk into a home and be like, oh my gosh, this is my virtual background. This is the house of my dreams. So I love using different backgrounds just to have fun and, manifest the home that I'm looking for. Okay, today I actually want to get to something that you can do instantly. This is something that we're about to be doing a lot of in the Everyday Innovators Tribe. So for all you tribe members out there who are watching this, know that I've got a lot more coming to you in terms of the how-tos and the bonus download for you as well. Look, it's so juicy. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a look on my phone. Can you see that? So what we're covering today in today's 7 and 7 is 7 simple ways to instantly get unstuck. I know that we've all had those experiences where we are just banging our heads against the wall, where that brick wall just keeps returning day after day, and quarter after quarter. And we're struggling to find those ways to not just get over the wall, but maybe go around it, get through it, go under it, remove the wall altogether, turn the wall into an opportunity. It's very easy to get stuck. And we get stuck because we get our blinders on and we get myopic in our thinking. And again, that's no judgment here. I do it, you do it. It is human nature for all of us to get unstuck. And I think all too often getting unstuck feels complicated or frustrating or like something that only really innovative people can do. But the truth is, number one, we're all innovative. And number two, with some simple exercises like I'm about to share, you can actually easily get unstuck, like in an instant. So I want to share these with you. And again, for those of you in the tribe, there's a lot more depth to all this. I got the juicy PDF for you, the download, and these are some of the things that we're actually going to be doing together. But for all of you out there, I just wanted to give you a highlight in this 7 and 7 so that you can get unstuck as well. It's how we're all going to move forward through all of this, all the uncertainty. It's how we're going to chart new paths. Okay. Number one on how to get unstuck is what I call the paperclip warm-up. Here's the thing. We launch into like, oh, now I need to shift my thinking or now I need to innovate without warming up our brains. So hey, take a second to do an exercise that warms you up. I call it the paperclip exercise because it can be something as simple as what are 20 new uses for a paperclip, right? It can carry my money. It can be an extender so that I stay socially distanced from someone. I can use it to hang a plant, whatever. Prime your mind to get into that innovative state. When we've shoved it in a drawer all day and then we just try to launch into solving our biggest challenges, we do ourselves a disservice and then it feels exhausting and hard. It's kind of like going to the gym, right? You don't go and then just go all out on the treadmill. You walk a little, you warm up. You don't go all out on the weights. You take a second to warm up. So if you want to get unstuck, the first thing you need to do is the paperclip warm up. Warm yourself up. Okay, the second one is time cap it. Right, I know this is going to sound crazy, but it works. I've done this time and time again. Instead of just giving yourself endless time and days to think through this challenge, here's what I want you to do. So the next time you're stuck and you're like, I just cannot get over this brick wall, what I want you to do is to tell your brain and to put it on your timer, hey, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes, 30 minutes to work on this challenge and just innovate as much as I can. And then I'm going to walk away from it. There's a couple things that happen. One is your primal brain goes, oh, we're only spending 15 minutes. I can handle that. No problem. And it allows you to open up and get to that higher thinking in your brain. The second thing that happens is the pressure's a little bit on. And sometimes that pressure is good for innovation. Sometimes it helps drive innovation. I do this all the time, and it doesn't matter if I really solve it in 15 minutes. What matters is I get to more innovation, I get to more ideas than I had before. Then I'll walk away from it, and then I'll come back, and I'll set a timer for another 30 minutes. There's something in having the actual timer that shifts everything. It opens up your brain, and it kind of puts that pressure on for you to really innovate. Like, all right, I'm going all out for 30 minutes. I kind of think of it like this. So I got a Peloton. And yes, I'm obsessed and I absolutely love it. But they do these things called Tabatas. And Tabatas are basically where you do like a short segment on, like burst as hard as you can, and then a short segment off. And then you burst, then you're hard. when we're doing these like quick bursts, I could not sustain that for an hour. But because I know it's only 20 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever it is, I know my brain goes, okay, there's an end to this. I can do this because there's an end to it. Well, the same works when you're stuck. Just tell your brain, no problem. We're going to do this for 15 minutes. And your brain goes, oh, okay, there's an end. Let's get unstuck together. All right. The third one is doodle it. Not to be fun, not to be silly, but because doodling opens up the visual aspects of your brain, and it helps you think differently because new tracks open up, new wiring in your brain opens up. Visual is a really powerful element for humans, and we don't use it enough. We're actually all very visual beings, but we don't use it enough. So the next time you got a challenge, do what I do. Draw these little stick figures, right? It doesn't have to be pretty. It does not matter what it looks like. But doodling and drawing your thinking and your ideas opens up whole new parts of your brain. And that's automatically going to get you unstuck because there's new thinking, there's new connections happening. Okay, the next one, number 4, break it up. All right, I talked a little bit about the timer before. This is a little bit different. Your brain takes 5 to 7 minutes to transition from one task to the next. It's why constantly answering your phone and the pings coming in on your computers are so disruptive, because your brain is constantly trying to go back and forth between tasks, but it really can't, right? Research has shown that. So here's what I like to do. I like to take a 5-minute meditation or movement break between tasks. It helps you get unstuck when you don't have all that mental residue of all the day's tasks, when you just go from thing to thing to thing. So if you need to work on a challenge or an opportunity or a place that you're stuck, instead of just launching into it, first of all, do the paperclip exercise, warm yourself up, give yourself a chance, but also take a break first. Now, not a Netflix break, not a binge watching break, don't get me wrong, there's a time for that, but that still takes mental energy. What I want you to do is 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of walking around your dining room table, whatever it takes to just give your brain a chance to close the loop on the other stuff and then open up the loops for the new task at hand. That'll really help you get unstuck. I'll tell you, I'll sometimes do push-ups in between, or sometimes I'll just walk around my house. Like I saw my kids I drive them crazy, I think, because I'm like always shuffling around, but I just need that break to get to the next thing. And you do too. Your brain does too. It helps me get unstuck. And you know what? Sometimes I'm in the middle of it and I'm like, oh, I cannot figure this out. That's the perfect time to actually take a moment, take that break, get unstuck. The blood will flow to your brain. You'll just have some clarity and then get back to it. We think that sitting at our desk the whole time is going to solve the problem, like white knuckling it. But I think we all know, and it doesn't work, right? We need to take a break. Okay. Number 5, change the words. I have a whole exercise around this for the tribe that is so powerful. Some of you have been through it with me already. It's incredible. What happens when we get stuck is because we're asking the same question over and over and over again. Asking the same question takes us down the same path, to the same solutions, to the same brick wall. So what I want you to do is switch it up. Now, I'm not asking you to do mental gymnastics, right, and make it hard. I'm asking you to change one word in the question you're asking. So I'll give you an example of a client of mine, someone in the tribe, one of our members, who said to me, my challenge is, what's next for me in my career, right? So they've hit a leadership peak. They're super excited, but they want to take it to the next level for themselves, for their team, their company. So their question becomes like, what's next for me? I said, okay, what if we changed what's next for me to what do I include moving forward? Instead of what's next for me moving forward. And then what if we change? So we brainstormed on that. And then we went from include to, all right, what if I jumped a curve moving forward? What would that look like? Change one word or a couple in your question completely opens up your frame of thinking and will get you unstuck. So instead of tackling that brick wall and that stuck part the same way day after day after day, instead you start to open up by just changing one little word. It's like Mad Libs to get unstuck. It is so simple. I think oftentimes we know we should ask different questions, but we don't know what to ask. Don't worry about it. Start with your question, change one little word. That's all it takes. Okay, the next one, number 6, talk to a stranger. Let me show what I mean. Share what I mean before you go, no way, Tamara, that's scary. A little bit. We talk to the same people, ask them the same questions. We all have the same experience, and then we wonder why we don't get to new ideas. What I want you today is I want you to infuse some new thinking into it. I want you to talk to someone you don't normally talk to. Doesn't need to be a complete stranger, but maybe it's someone on your team that you rarely get input from, but knows your business, right? There's a level of understanding that's important. Maybe it's your best friend who knows you and knows your business because you talk to them all the time, but you don't ask them these questions. Or maybe it's someone up or downstream from your work, or someone in an adjacent department that does a similar position as you, but you never interact with. Infusing that naive intelligence, that new thinking will get you to new places. We got to stop looking in the same box, the same way, with the same people, right? We got to infuse new people into our thinking. So when you're stuck, go call that person you rarely talk to. Just be like, hey, I just need 5 minutes of your time. I got a question for you. All right, number 7, one of my favorites, because I do it all the time, is change your space. Our environment has a big impact on our thinking, and it actually plays a big role in our habits. So there's this great book called Atomic Habits, which I have here somewhere. I don't have it on hand, I moved it. And I can't remember the author, I apologize, but Atomic Habits is brilliant. And one of the things it talks about in there is your environment triggers you to respond in a way that you always respond. It triggers you to do the same things you've always done because the environment's the same, and the environment is a massive trigger for us. So I always wondered why just changing the seat in my office, right, from like my desk to a chair, or going to my dining room from my living room now that I'm working at home, or going out to a park bench or whatever it is, why that works so well. It's because our environment is a trigger. So new environment triggers new thinking. And it really is that simple. And it doesn't have to be big. If you've got a small apartment in New York City, just change your chair in a different direction. Sometimes that's all it takes. Go outside. You don't have to kind of get deep into nature to make this work. You just need to change your environment a little bit. That is all it takes. All right, paperclip warm up. Time cap it. Doodle it. Break it up. Change the words. Talk to a stranger. Change your space. These are all things you can do right now in this very moment, the minute you're done watching this Facebook Live, to get unstuck. Now, for those of you in the Everyday Innovators Tribe, this is coming your way with even more rich content to it and more to do so that you can really make this happen. I just want to share it with the rest of the world so you just have an idea of how to get unstuck. And hey, if you're like, wait a minute, I want in the tribe, why don't I know about this? I'll put a link in the comments bar. I don't think I put it in the description. And you can join. Here's the thing you need to know, though. It's not for everybody. It's for people that recognize that innovation is your greatest competitive advantage. It is for those that are looking to solve their biggest problems, create breakthrough ideas, and accelerate success. So if that's you, check it out. We have a founders launch going until Friday, which means there's an opportunity to get in a way that's not going to happen before, or again, excuse me. And I can tell you from the small group who are already in it, because we're an intimate group, that's kind of the goal at this level, is that they're getting a lot of attention and a lot of feedback, and we are really interacting and connecting. It's pretty exciting. So, all right, I will see you all next time. Go get unstuck. Go join the Everyday Innovators Tribe, because let's actually bridge that gap between knowing and doing. I mean, knowing all this is one thing, but doing it is where the real impact happens. And that's what I want to see you do too. All right. I will see you for my next dream virtual home tomorrow.